Hello, everyone. Welcome to Online Seller UK podcast. My name is Prabhat, founder at Online Seller UK. And today I've got a really interesting software to discuss about. And that software is called Redaka, and it is an infographics translation software. And I'm talking with John, who is the founder of Redaka. And we'll talk you through the story behind it and what it does and how it helps Amazon sellers. So, John, welcome to our podcast.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me, Prabhat.
Excellent. So I think it's good for you to introduce yourself, and then we can take it from there.
Sure, yeah. So I guess people might know me from my old Amazon Japan agency where I helped brands to sell on Amazon Japan. Now I sold my share of the business to my business partner back end of last year, early this year, and I've gone on a different path to develop a software project basically, and that's what Redaka is about. It basically translates. You described it much better than I am. It translates the text within infographic images. So yeah,
Okay.
it's very useful for e-commerce and Amazon sellers, basically.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit on the infographics. A few years ago, to be honest, I knew very less about infographics. I've been in the industry. You've been in a long time as well. I've been so for a few years. But last few years, the importance of infographics grew, and sellers were more aware of it. Let's talk a little bit on infographics itself. Why do you think? Because we are talking about Amazon sellers, let's focus on that. So, why do you think infographics are necessary on Amazon listings?
Yeah, I mean, it's just another tool to help get your message across about your product as quickly as you can to the customers that are landing on your product details page, right? Not people consume information in different ways. Some will happily read through all the bullet points, but some people just click on the images and scroll through them. So if you can get the information about your product to them in that way, then it's got to help. I think I think that it's slightly different. Different products require different things. I think you do need lifestyle images. You need to show beautiful images in some ways, but you do having infographic style images to help get them details across is also important as well. I think you need a range of images on a product listing. So yeah,
Absolutely. So, I've seen a lot of infographics, mostly because I work with the English-speaking countries more. So, is there any difference between writing infographics in English and let's compare with Japanese because you've got lots of experience there to the infographics in Amazon Japan, for example?
not really. No, I mean, I think the fundamental point of an infographic image is to get the USP across of your product as quickly as possible. So, the very, 2 or 3 words often kind of thing to highlight a particular feature is all you need. That's the point of adding text to the images. So yeah, I don't think it really matters. I don't think there's any deep cultural differences, so to speak. It's just like bang, try and get the message across of what's special about your product quickly.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about the software itself. And as we talk, the software translates English. I'm assuming it's English to other languages. The source language has to be English.
So no, it doesn't have to be. It can do any language to any language. So yeah, the platforms that we're using for translation can do any language. So there's 2 options for the user. You can either use Google Translate, which obviously does it instantly, and we've teamed up with a translation platform which uses real human life translators, native speakers to do the translation as well. And they have a big range of translators on their staff. So again, they can do various language combinations. At the moment, all my marketing is in English, so I'm expecting it mainly being from English to other languages, but there's no reason people can't go the other way or from any language to any language, really. Yeah.
Of course. So, let's go back with the idea of the software. That you've got very good experience in Amazon and Amazon Japan, for instance. So, what made you come up with this idea of translating infographics?
Yeah, so we used to well, we set up product listings on Amazon Japan, doing people's product details pages and stuff. So we were for we did loads of images as part of that service. And then one day last year, a client came to us and they'd had their page translated, the text already, and they just wanted the images doing. So, and they had like, I don't know, 100 images or something across the product listings and A+ content. So I kind of looked into it, and yeah, it as a one-off project, it was. I realized how much of an almost it was the translation's fine and the image editing's fine, but it just kind of became a bit of a admin nightmare, keeping track of all the different files and kind of getting the Photoshop files from them, and uh, yeah, and it became a bit of an admin nightmare as well. We need, it was okay for us because we've got Japanese person who could use who had Photoshop skills, so they could do the work together. But if you don't have that, then it's quite tricky there's two skill sets required. You need your translator and you need your designer to be able to do it. And if they don't have the same, you know, if your designer can't speak Japanese and doesn't know how to format the text correctly, then you've got a problem there. And if your translator can't use Photoshop, then that's equally a problem. So I realized what should be a relatively simple task was a lot more complicated than it needed to be. So I thought maybe there's an option to turn it into a software that can, it can't solve everything, but it could at least speed up 80% of the workflow to be able to do it much, much quicker than the kind of manual process that we were going through to deliver this project.
Yeah, I think it's a rare skill to have a designer with a local language skills.
Yeah,
It's two different tasks and two different specialists. So finding
yeah,
it,
and I think
yeah,
just kind of getting with our sort of standard clients, getting Photoshop files from them and stuff, they're like, oh yeah, we've got it somewhere on file. We used it about 3 years ago. I'll try and dig it out, kind of thing. So, you know, and then you end up waiting 2 or 3 weeks. You've had to nudge them a few times to get the information that you get these files that you require, and the whole just takes far longer than it should, really.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Okay. So you've solved this sort of need of translating from English infographics to the non-English ones, which is great.
Yeah, so the
So
software, it kind of does four things really. It'll read in an image now. So I can go onto an Amazon page, download an image there, and
yeah,
just use that as a JPEG.
yeah.
So we
John,
don't
why
need.
don't we do a, sorry to cut you, why don't we do a demo?
Okay, yeah, good
Yeah,
idea. Yeah,
yeah,
okay. So let me share my screen. I've got
sure.
one prepared. Okay.
Yeah, I can see the screen.
Okay, so this is a German product listing of some nitrile gloves. Now, as you can see, they have English text on their infographic images, even though all their bullet points are in German. So
Yeah,
I think this product would probably do better if the text was in German on their infographic images, right? It
sure.
seems logical. So I've already downloaded this image uh, to my local computer, and I'm just gonna
Sure.
open it up. So this is my app here, Redaka. This is the back end of the app. I'm just going to open it up in here. So there we go. You can see these red boxes around the text. So it's picked up where the text is. Now we don't need the brand name, so I'm just going to highlight that and delete it. It's picked up these this circular text here. I'm not going to translate that in this case, so I'm going to delete those as well. So we don't need those translating. So, but we'll translate, these 6 bullet points. So, as I say, we've got an option of using either Gengo, which is like a translation platform which uses real human translators, or we can use Google. for automated translation. Now, just because this is a demo, I'm going to use the Google option because then it'll be instant. But even if we use the Gengo version, the human translation version, with a language like German, it usually comes back within about 20 minutes. So you're not waiting long anyway. The source language is English. Where's it gone? Oh, there we go. And then I'm going to translate it into German.
Sure.
And then I'll click the translate button. Just a confirmation screen there. Do I want those fields translating? Click OK. Right. And then here we've got this remove text button. So if I click that, again, it's just asking if I want to proceed. I'll click OK. Then there you go. Boom. It's come up and it's removed the text automatically. So where these red boxes were highlighted, it's erased those text there.
Sure.
So that when we open the German version, which I'll do by clicking this button. So this is the German translated version. So I'll open that in the what we call the canvas.
Sure.
And there you go. You can see that the German text has appeared there. And then we can change the font. We can change the color. So
Sure.
I'm just making it bright red as an example, make it much bigger, a bit too big.
Yeah.
Move it back to black.
Sure.
So yeah, that's basically it. And then you can overwrite something as well if you need to make any changes. So
okay.
Yeah, you can move it around. And then once you're happy with it, you just click export. And then I can open that up. And there you go. You've got your new image ready to go. So it's all quite quick.
Yeah, it saves a lot of time, but money as well. Okay, excellent. So so thank you for demoing this. And when you export it, and did you say it exports to JPG format or PNG?
Yeah, so it'll export to whatever format you upload it in. So if you upload a PNG, it'll export as PNG. If you upload a JPEG, it'll export as a JPEG.
Okay.
But Amazon prefers JPEGs, so yeah.
Sure. Okay, cool. Thank you for going through the demo with us. So looks all excellent. It's really exciting. I'm sure you're excited about this new project. So what's the future plans for this then?
Yes, yeah, I'm very excited. So as you saw there, the text doesn't quite match the color on the starting point. So we're working on basically matching the font and the color of the text so that it's even more automatic. So you don't even need to do any editing work. It should try to match everything completely with the original version. That's sort of the next step. We're putting a customer login, a client login front end on it at the moment. That's what's happening. My developers are working on that today and tomorrow. So that should be ready within a few days, and then we can get it out there and launched and get people using it. So yeah. So I'm kind of looking for beta testers at the moment. So there's no charges at the moment. I'm not asking for lots of money. It's just kind of getting people using it and giving me their feedback is what I want in the short term. And then future plans once it's working 100% perfect, then trying to get hundreds of customers and turn this into a proper business really, and help Amazon sellers increase conversion rates in all the different overseas markets they sell on. And that's the plan.
Excellent. So I'm sure I wish you all the success on that.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
And thank you again for your time today. So if somebody wants to talk to you, because you've got experience on helping Amazon sellers in general as well. Obviously they want to talk to you about the email. So where's the best place to find you and get to you?
Yeah, sure. So you can drop me an email, jc@redaka.co, or I'm on LinkedIn as well. So yeah, John Cant on LinkedIn. I'm sure I'll pop up. I'm connected to you. So yeah, if people are connected to you too, then I'm sure I'll pop up.
Excellent. So I'll put the links on the YouTube channel so people can take advantage of this offer at the moment. So yeah, thanks again, John, for your time today. And when things develop, we'll meet up again, and then we talk about a bit more about software.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for having me on, Prabhat. Good to chat to you.
Excellent. Yeah, excellent. Have a good day. Bye for now.
Thanks. Bye-bye.